More than 400 local fast food restaurant workers are losing their jobs as a franchisee closes more than 24 Burger King restaurants.
Customers pulling up to this Burger King on Grand River near Evergreen are not having their way, and they're not happy about it.
Fast food chain closing their doors on more than 400 restaurants by the end of the year.
Burger King is about to shut down more than 300 restaurants.
Burger King downsizing in Metro Detroit.
While international fast food chain Burger King depends on its network of private franchises to oversee restaurants across the globe, in recent months it has faced significant headaches from a few of its US-based operators. Let's dive into the causes of Burger King's current troubles and find out why, despite its vast international reach, a few of its US-based franchises are struggling to stay afloat. Hello, and welcome back to Serious Coinage. In this video, we will be discussing the turbulent times that Burger King is currently facing with some of its US contract holders. It seems that being an international fast food chain isn't enough to keep even the biggest players from experiencing difficulties when it comes to their American markets. Let's get into why this is happening and what consequences could come of it. Since Wendy's overtook Burger King in 2011 as the #2 fast food chain in the United States, Burger King has fallen to 3rd place. Even now, McDonald's is the industry standard. Upmarket competitors like Five Guys and Shake Shack are also putting pressure on Burger King. But why is the company closing so many locations? And can these drastic reductions in its real estate holdings help it regain its preeminence? Which outlets are losing stores? Two major American franchises of Burger King, Tom's King's Holdings and Meridian Restaurants Unlimited, both declared bankruptcy in 2023. Another company, EYM King of Michigan, based in Texas, closed all of its 26 Michigan sites to avoid filing for Chapter 11 bankruptcy. A legal dispute between the business and one of the insolvent franchises, Meridian Restaurants, which ran 116 locations throughout western states, including Utah, Wyoming, Montana, Arizona, Nebraska, and Minnesota, is now ongoing. The Meridian business has shuttered over 20 restaurants since seeking bankruptcy protection in March in an effort to reassemble and retain possession of its properties. Burger King's parent company has now applied to a federal bankruptcy court to be appointed as the franchisee of the 93 remaining Burger King locations. In order to compel the sale of the franchisee's remaining units, Burger King filed a lawsuit in June with several creditors and vendors. Burger King reportedly described Meridian's restructuring plan as ill-fated and said it would not proceed with a procedure that would allow Meridian to keep ownership of the facilities. While wanting to preserve the Burger King franchises, the firm wants to recover $3.95 million in unpaid royalties and advertising expenses. Moreover, after failing to meet a deadline with the Department of Labor, another franchisee, EYM King of Michigan, stated it would be closing 26 locations across the state and laying off more than 400 employees. EYM King of Michigan LLC notified the Michigan Department of Labor and Economic Opportunity in writing that they had been unable to come to terms with Burger King Corporation. It is anticipated that some failing businesses will be acquired. Restaurant Business Magazine reports that DC Burger will pay $22 million for 37 sites across the state of Virginia, and that Corrali Group will pay over $7 million for 27 locations in Ohio and Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. Some areas are very close to the edge. Tom's King, a franchise that owns and manages 90 locations, emerged from bankruptcy in January 2023. Tom's King Holdings blamed the pandemic and the ensuing inflation problems for depleting its cash flow and leaving it unable to service its debt. Tom's King Holdings has sites in 4 states and operates 90 Burger King restaurants. It has stores in Illinois, Ohio, Pennsylvania, and Virginia, and is one of the chain's biggest franchisees. According to the court records, it sought Chapter 11 bankruptcy protection with $35.5 million in secured debt and an additional $14 million in unsecured debt. Tom's intends to liquidate its dining establishments through bankruptcy. In court documents, Tom's claimed that a decline in foot traffic had a major negative impact on its business, leading to decreased sales without corresponding drops in rental payments, debt service, and other liabilities. The company continued by noting that its cash flow issues were made worse by rising shipping and food prices, shortages of workers, and general price hikes. While some of Tom's restaurants, according to the firm, are profitable, others are losing money, which prevents it from being able to service its debt. Why was Burger King having a hard time? The company lagged its competitors in key areas when the pandemic struck. Due to its outdated digital platform, the company found it difficult to meet the demand for delivery when customers were unable to physically visit restaurants. The chain also had some bad luck with menu changes, such as the Impossible Burger. When it was released in 2016, its management touted it as a healthier, meatless alternative to McDonald's. However, the biggest backtrack ever occurred when they said it would be cooked on the same equipment as beef and chicken. In early 2019, it attempted to compete with McDonald's once more, this time by taking aim at McDonald's Happy Meals. For Mental Health Awareness Month, Burger King collaborated with Mental Health America to create several new real meal options, including the Blue Meal and the DGAF, Don't Give a Fuck Meal. However, the company's management was accused of exploiting people with mental illness for financial gain. Critics claimed the chain provided no actual assistance to those struggling with mental health issues, and that the items were nothing more than empty slogans. Burger King's action against struggling franchisees. The company is taking action against struggling franchisees, according to Chairman Patrick Doyle. Burger King has indicated it is looking for franchisees with more stable financial situations due to the wide variation in sales performance between outlets. There will always be a small number of franchisees who aren't hardworking and passionate managers, Doyle said. Doyle had promised that they would be helped in their quest to leave the system and do something else. Moreover, he emphasized that the underperforming outlets will be closed so the company can concentrate on its turnaround strategy to increase sales and strengthen its competitive position. Burger King is currently in the midst of reorganizing its franchise expansion strategy, which includes this most recent court battle. Burger King introduced a new policy in May that would cap the number of locations a single franchisee may have at 50. According to Nation's Restaurant News, the CEO of Burger King's parent company, Restaurant Brands International, Josh Kobza, said there would be a focus on franchise portfolios that are concentrated in contiguous geographic areas in order to sustain small, local ownership. To avoid having another failing franchisee covering too large an area, Burger King has filed with the Meridian Group to have its remaining properties broken up and packaged for sale by the state. In the meantime, Burger King started implementing a $400 million plan in January to boost sagging sales. The costly plan will require the corporation to increase spending on things like updating technology in restaurants and advertising. CNBC stated at the time that the strategy would also involve updating menu items like the Whopper with new tastes and other additions. Fast food restaurant to close 400 locations before year end. Up to 400 locations of the fast food company Burger King could close by the end of 2023. Burger King is owned by Restaurant Brands International Incorporated, and the company's CEO announced this week that RBI plans to shut down between 300 and 400 locations. While announcing the company's first quarter financial performance, CEO Joshua Kobza stated that historically, the company closes a couple hundred Burger King outlets each year. A press release issued by Restaurant Brands International reported that 124 Burger Kings had closed so far this year, bringing the total number of locations in the United States to below 7,000. Moreover, Kobza also stated that Burger King would prioritize assisting smaller operators in order to improve the overall health of the licensing system. He emphasized that the company's intention was to only enable competent operators to open new restaurants or purchase existing ones in the same geographic area. Burger King is relying on its new tactics to have a positive impact over the coming years after a string of closures and bankruptcy challenges in 2023. However, only time will tell about the survival of our favorite fast food company. Thank you for watching, and do not forget to hit the notification bell and subscribe for more.